Ha 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 ha. Welcome to the post-transfer window NUFC fans forum. A predictably dour, sombre, dispiriting affair. We genuinely thought we'd be standing here talking about a load of new acquisitions and a couple of good ones out the window, but did we really? Did we really think that? I am joined, as ever, by Simon, the sour, Ross, the... What's a sad word?
Rascal. Oh.
Sad word.
Yeah,
it's playful.
The disappointed, and Adam, the... Me. Apathetic. There we go. We didn't buy anyone.
Didn't even load anybody.
We got quite a lot out the door. We freed up a lot of wages. Lazar went. Krull went to Brighton.
Why are we helping Brighton out?
We'll get.
I don't think we are.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that one in a bit. Who else did we get out the door? Lazar went. Krull went.
Grant Hanley
went. We freed up the wages.
It's essentially deals that should have happened in the first week of the window happened in the final day.
We got everybody off the wage budget like we were told we would need to in order to bring somebody in, and then we didn't bring anybody in. Perez, which looked to be back on the table for an exciting hour, went to Depor because he never wanted to not go back to Spain.
That was a Sky Sports News headline.
Something that could have been clarified from minute one of the transfer. He wanted to go back to Spain. Apparently we had a better deal on the table than Depor. We actually offered him a better deal. We never do that, and he still went. We could have worked that out from minute one.
I reckon he spoke to Albert Luque.
What's it like there?
Do not go there.
I think he spoke to Lee Charnley.
Yeah. Or did anybody speak to Lee Charnley?
He fucking buggered off at 4 o'clock,
didn't he?
Aye, 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
And Rafa apparently stormed out, although I don't know if that's true.
But we're going to get the usual wave of Rafa leaving, crisis talks, but I think we also had George Colkin's thread, who's been...
It isn't just George.
He's been above reproach in his accuracy.
Kristen Henage, who always...
They've all said he's not going to leave because he's a professional and he knows he's got a job to do, but any trust between him and the club is now completely disintegrated. He was brought in because he thought there was a project here, he'd be backed, he could invest, it could be a long-term thing, and now he realises, as I think we all have come to, that you cannot work with these people. Promises will be broken, and you'll end up being left like a dick in the wind.
He's basically got to that stage when he's played Football Manager for like 10 seasons and he's gone into those special assignments where it's like, guide this club to safety with no pence whatsoever. That's what he's playing. That's what his challenge is now. That's the only reason he's going to stay is because he could do something.
He's been given 11 million effectively.
Yeah.
We've spent this summer 11 million. We're Premier League side again. We can invest based on future television income. He's been given £11 million.
That's like not even by the turn of the century standards enough to be spent in the Premier League, is it?
If we'd come up in the 90s and spent 11 million, we'd be worried about whether we'd survive. Maybe that's maybe
no.
It's on the 90s. Maybe the
signed Warren Barton for $4 million. That was like the most money ever.
Well, maybe the early
hindsight.
Maybe the early 2000s then.
Yeah.
He's been given. Am I right in saying less money than Houghton?
I don't know. I saw Palace have spent
7.5.
This was before Sacco.
That
just completely blows that part out of the water. Then I'll shut up.
But how much did he go for?
25.
Jesus wept.
Sacco.
I forgot about
him. They dropped 25 on Sacco.
He needs to do something with his hair. His mother needs to get a hold of him and say, "What are you doing with your life?"
Just because you've brought your little in, can we leave the parental advice out of this one?
That's what I do now.
Right, I've printed off, and I will, over the course of you two digesting it, remember who it was who tweeted this so I can thank them appropriately rather than just stealing their work.
Chris Holt, wasn't it?
Was it?
I saw it from him. I don't know whether he...
Chris Holt has done a spreadsheet of all our transfers going back to Brian Kilcline. Kevin Kilcline.
Is this a balance sheet?
Brian. It is.
We are
about net spend, fam.
We are the champions of that,
net spend, fam. But this is the Ashley windows. Would anybody like to guess the average spend... The average net spend, fam.
Net spend or spend?
Net spend, fam.
Blood!
Net spend.
Let's not turn into them.
How much, on average, per season, does Mike Ashley spend on transfers at Newcastle United?
Net spend.
Net spend, fam.
3 million.
It's pubic hair on the table.
3 million? Simon, any advance on 3 million?
6 million.
It's £2 million per season he spends on transfers.
Fiddledy fuck.
We have had only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... About half our windows are actually we spend. The other half, we don't. Summer 2015 was the only time we spent more than 30 million. Which, fair play. I actually remember how that one went. That was all in Bemba.
Bit little too late, wasn't it?
It was,
In
yes.
net terms, last year we spent more than 30 million.
We spent this summer 36.9 million and recouped 26.5. That's not including even wages because we'll let a load of them go for next to now.
It worked out as 7.5 million, I believe,
It
the
was
wages.
200 and something thousand a week he's freed up yesterday. With Cruel and that going.
So the 7.5
So
was before
four-
they went, actually.
So 4 decent wages. We spent 10.4 million in the summer transfer window of 2017. I ask you two now, what is...
It's slightly misleading.
Well, yes, all transfer...
Net spend.
That is
we
net
did.
spend.
I know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we still spent 36 million.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we didn't.
We didn't spend 10 million. We
Do you not
spent
watch
36
Arsenal
million.
fans TV?
I do
It's
not.
all about
Don't
the
talk
net
about
spend.
spend, fam.
I'm
Talk
not
about
in
net
net
spend.
spend. It bothers me not. 36 million is not enough money for me. I don't care about net spend at all because we needed to get rid of those players.
Do you know what? I had a moment of clarity the other day. I remember us talking about whether or not you get in, like, if we could get like a package of Wilshere and Gibbs, and we're all sitting there going, a lot of money though, lot high wages. It finally dawned on me.
Ashley's done it to her.
I don't give a fucking shit.
No,
it's not
it's
my
not
money.
money.
Put them on 200k a week. Oh, Colback's on 70k. I don't give a shit. It's not my money.
I do a little bit.
I don't.
That one.
Why? I don't
No,
care.
I don't. I know it's true.
That hurts me. That callback's on 70 grand.
Why? It's not your money.
Because I don't care.
He doesn't deserve
It used to be my
No.
money. I used to pay 500 bahts a season of callback 70 grand a week.
Drop in the ocean.
Not anymore.
Drop in the ocean.
That's
we
a
are.
sound decision.
We are a drop in his ocean.
Decision you made last season.
Getting rid of the out season ticket. I saw this coming.
Did you?
No.
The thing is, though, we've sold 40,000 season tickets. Basically, and a lot of people renewed that because it's a season back in the Premier League with Rafa, and there's all this talk about £100 million war chest. He was going to be backed. He could invest, and people have been duped.
I do not think that there's one person out there who bought a season ticket because of 100 million. I think there's a lot of people who are there now who support Rafa rather than the club as a
There's
regime.
a lot of people who'll walk if he does as well. I know nobody bought a season ticket because there was a 100 million figure floating around, but people bought a season ticket because they believed we were going to compete this year. We were going to really have a go at it. Like, we weren't just going to aim to survive doing the bare
I
minimum.
think
only been able
last
to
summer
survive.
has blinkered our views. I think we've got a bit dizzy on the old pop of transfers happening.
So have I.
Last summer.
We spent more on net spend higher this summer than last summer.
There's no football fan group in the world gets as hard about transfer deadline days we do.
I know.
And
Even
we
though
don't even get anything.
We never do
But
anything.
We take over Twitter, either complaining or getting excited at the stupidest thing.
Someone threw a stat at us last night, didn't they? That hashtag NUFC is the highest tweeted hashtag.
Yeah, but this was one
This
of
is,
the
this is that social growth thing that they were shouting about. That's why.
I
That's
don't
why
believe that.
Mike
I think
actually
it's bollocks, me.
I think it's
pulling
bollocks.
himself
Who
wrong.
was it told us that? It wasn't someone who likes football.
No, it was Peter
It
Austin.
was Peter Austin.
Yeah.
Peter Austin doesn't know.
But
But anyway, January, we didn't really moan that we didn't do any transfers because of the summer was so good in terms of
And
getting,
we're top of the league. We're doing
getting
all right.
those horses for the courses in. But Rafa said that the policy or how it approached them
Policy.
needed to be reviewed.
Mm.
And here we are 8 months later. and it
Having
hasn't.
not reviewed anything. Nothing's changed.
To be honest, it did need to be reviewed because, I'm going to say this again, we signed a lot of shit last summer and we've put ourselves in
Horses for the courses?
an awful position that we had to get rid of them. And
an
fair
awful
enough, we
position.
couldn't get rid of them. A part of that is because they were fucking shit.
Who
That's why we
who
couldn't
did
get rid of them.
Who didn't get rid of? Colback.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of the people who went,
Who's-
Lazar was a bad signing.
We got rid of him.
I know, but on the last day, that might as well fucking kept him. If he'd been a good enough prospect, it wouldn't have had to have sold him.
I think we bought. What did we buy? Like 12 players last summer. I think the vast majority of them
Right, let's go
were
through.
fine. Okay.
Jesus Gomez.
Back,
No,
Back to front.
is a no.
Back to front. Matt Sells
Is a no.
was a no. We got rid of him.
Got rid of
We
him.
got rid of him straight away. Gamez.
Is a no.
I think Gamez has been all right.
I think he's all
He's
right. But he's
unplayable.
played 3
Half a
times,
minute, hasn't he?
so that's a no. You
Okay.
needed him as a player, not as a fucking squad number.
Okay.
27's a good number, though.
Yeah.
Kieran Clark, excellent.
Excellent.
Uh,
Hanley.
eats wallpaper paste.
When called upon, though. When called upon.
When he started the season at Fulham, he had a decent game. When he got called upon, apart from Forest last week, where he was
No,
fucking dreadful, I thought he did all
Hanley's
right.
not played anywhere near as much as I expected him to, but when called upon, he's been solid and he's a good
Do
championship
you
defender.
know, this makes me sad. This makes me sad, lads. Philippe Albert, do you remember him? Remember how
Horses
good he
for the
was?
courses, man. He
I
was
know,
ju-
but he wasn't
he
even
was
a-
battling
he
for the
wasn't even
Premier
a
League.
fucking-
You're
title.
deluded.
He was a fucking pit pony in the championship. He wasn't a racehorse. I'm gonna fucking fight both of you.
He bought.
I
He
thought.
bought what he needed. He got the tools he needed last summer, and he got up. That's
But
what.
they didn't fucking play. They're not the tools if they don't go into the first team and play. Kieran Clark, yes, was a tool.
When you're building a car, you need a screwdriver, do a little bit here and a little bit there, don't you? And
Aye, but if you're buying a car, you don't get a fucking ice cream maker that just sits next to it and doesn't go in it.
I mean,
at
it's a
any
nice
point.
No, like, I'd be up,
something nice
I'd
to
be up
have,
for a
wouldn't
car with an ice cream maker in it. Hanley was an alright buy.
You use it when you want it.
I swear to
The ice
God,
cream.
Hanley was an alright buy.
He was alright.
I
He
don't know
was
what to say to you.
alright.
I don't know what to say to you.
We got our money back on him. He sat in the
Didn't we
squad.
lost 1.5 million on him?
Oh no. It's not your money.
No,
It's
I
not
don't
your
care.
1.5
I don't care about that.
million.
But right,
Yeah.
look at this transfer window. People are going for like a bazillion mount.
Right.
Shit players. Fucking Danny Drinkwater went for 35 million.
That's
We are the
crazy.
only club who lost money.
He won the Premier
'Cause
League,
he's-
to be fair to him, though.
I know,
Grant Hanley's done fuck all, so you
'Cause
can't really
he's-
compare
because
those.
he's shit. No, but I mean, I just picked that one out because it was the last one yesterday. Sacco,
And he's
25,
English as well.
25 million.
Fucking, he's from Scotland, isn't he? Hanley. He wants to pay a
Oh,
lot for
don't-
Scottish people, eh?
Bring
Yeah.
Scotland up.
Who?
Anyway, more players. Isaac Hayden.
Excellent buy.
I know. Amazing.
Excellent buy.
What does that say?
It says
Tormund.
Tormund.
It's a Game of Thrones thing.
I thought Isaac Hayden.
No, I know. I really do like Isaac Hayden.
I like Isaac.
I think he's
Hayden.
great.
Been a great buy.
Who was it? Who else?
Richie.
Richie.
Richie was a good buy.
Diarme.
Tatsu.
Diarme was
bad.
not, but Diarme looked like we talked about him being an exciting.
Yeah,
signing.
when he felt like the icing on the cake when we got him in. We thought, oh, we built a good squad here. He's an exciting player. though.
He feels like Jacob Murphy this season, where he looks all right, and it just seems to be like, what the fuck's gone on there?
Atsu. Goodbye.
This season,
He's looked fantastic.
last year he did absolutely nothing.
Whoa!
It's a bit unfair, Simon.
Dear
He
me.
won with a gate. He got with 3 points at Rotherham. So there's something
That's
he
fair
did.
enough.
I
That's
thought
fair
Atsu was
enough.
quite good last
He
season.
didn't play.
What do you mean didn't play?
We played 106 games last season. He played one or something. I don't know.
Right.
What are you fucking
Here we
talking
go.
about?
Here we
He
go.
didn't like starting games last season. He just
Go on.
he wasn't there. He
How
wasn't in the
many?
starting
How many
lineup.
games did he start?
Started 3 games last
He started
season.
three starts last season. Okay.
Right.
This is gonna
while
be-
he's doing that, Murphy, fantastic buy.
Murphy was all right.
Oh my word!
Simon!
No, he was all right. He should have been
You
in
couldn't
the.
ask any more from the guy.
We bought him to sit on the bench and be the third choice striker. And every time we played him, he pretty much won one game.
My whole point is it's not a
He's
long
not
term.
Shearer.
It's not a long term model. That is it.
No,
I'm not
that was the whole
complaining.
point.
I'm not
That's why
complaining
you
about-
buy them, because you want to get out the championship as quick as you can. You wouldn't plan for 3 years in the championship, do you?
No.
You want to say fuck off. Let's
Yes,
buy some players
but
to get up.
There's no way all of those players can be moved on that quickly in the next summer. It's just as has just been proved.
Christian Atsu. This isn't. I don't know if this is starts, mind. I don't
No,
think
it isn't.
starts.
It'll be bench appearances as well.
How many would you give him then? Given he never played.
16.
16 appearances. This is just the league. Just the league. this.
38.
32. 32. You're not out.
But he right.
How many goals did he
When,
get?
when
for-
does
for doing
Rafa?
nothing?
When does Rafa do substitutions?
On the
70
hour?
minutes plus, not the hour. 70 minutes plus. So he might have played 32 games, but I bet he didn't play.
How many points did we win the league by?
1?
How many points did Atsu give us at Rotherham?
Single-handedly.
Not single-handedly.
He scored a wonder
I don't-
goal
I
in
don't-
a
I-
Dower
terrible
game.
game.
I think that Atsu is a good player. It's just he didn't
wasn't
do
a good-
much last season.
He did enough for me.
Yep.
He's
for
doing-
for a
he's
loan
doing-
signing.
he's
though,
doing
it's
enough for
fantastic.
Rafa.
He's doing more this season as
I
well.
know
which
he's
is
great.
He looks
He's
great
better
this
in the
season.
Premier League.
Who else was there? We've done Murphy. He doesn't like Murphy. Why you
Gale.
No, I didn't. I don't not like Murphy. I just think.
Daryl Murphy, I think,
I
is one
would've
of
liked
the
him
best
to-
signings we've
I
ever
would've liked
made
him to
because it
play.
tore up the whole thing of buy them cheap, sell them high. Rafa got to spend a few million quid.
One of the best signings we've ever had.
Under the Ashley year, I think he is. Because you look at what we
It's a
got, for
monumental
what we
one,
paid
Simon.
for.
You can't deny
Have
that.
you got a shrine in your bedroom to Anton Sibierski?
No.
That you fucking have.
Sivierski was a good buy.
Shola Miobi. No, I know. They're reasonable buys. I like Kevin Gallagher on that sort of scale. But none of them get as excited. None of them get as wet, Adam.
Right.
I want to be wet.
Your son is
I want
in
to
the
be
side.
wet. All the time.
Why
at
don't we get
signings.
awards for this podcast? It just the way it goes.
I'm proper fucking
Wait, at
pissed
least
off
we didn't
from last night.
fucking
I'm
announce
proper
Ryan
pissed off.
Babel. Did you see that last night? Right.
Aye, that's fucking
knobhead in the woolly hat.
No.
Why
The one-
way
the-
I was
the-
saying Ryan Babel. Wait.
The podcast that stole our name and put TV on the end because they want to be Arsenal banter blood fam. for Newcastle.
You really are someone's dad, aren't you?
They teamed up with whoever, the big group of Twitter.
And I looked on it after
Friends
you
are.
put it, and he's like, "Oh, just having a bit of banter."
Yeah.
Fuck right
I know,
off.
yeah.
He saw that. He saw the Photoshop of Ryan Babel's head on Christine Atsu's body. Went, "Whoa, what I'm saying here."
I'm excited.
Well, for real.
Stick your whiteboard up your fucking hoop.
Wow, we just don't.
Garnish it with a woolly hat as well.
We're never making any friends. But, right. Who did we get rid of? Where were we? I've lost all me.
Callback we didn't get rid of.
No. Well, apparently he's got to train with the
It's
academy
all
now.
right,
they
though,
told him.
because Spain's transfer window's still open and Barcelona probably won him. Who was it who did they sign that was just wild beyond the
Paulinho.
blue?
Paulinho, that
Yeah,
was it.
They might
Have you
do
seen
that
the video?
again,
He couldn't. He was trying to do the keep you up, so he
Did
decided he did
six.
3 or something.
You seen Dembele's? I don't know how far it was cut off, but he does 3 and he just does he tries to do a Maradona flick, but doesn't do the flick. He just jumps and stands up. Fantastic.
How much is he? 100 and...
That's what I would do though if I was in their position. Just act shit, and then when the games come,
Get
the
them
stuff that
worried.
matters, just fucking swaz one in. Swaz it, you know.
Swaz it in. I've played 5-a-side with you. You have got a swaz in the locker, to be fair.
but he gets an ingrown toe after 2 minutes every time he plays and
Yeah,
has
it
to
was
go, drop back to their back.
2009, that.
Was it?
When I had my toenail off.
Ooh.
No, you played when you. I didn't know you in 2009. We played. And your toe exploded.
I'm fucking another podcast. I'm talking about my fucking toenails.
That's a talking point. More exciting than any players were bought.
So yours will grow up. Mine grow up, but they also grow so if that's the top, they grow like that as well. So they
Down.
Around.
like around.
Ooh.
Grim, that.
So when you're wearing soccer cleats. So as you can tell, I've stopped playing soccer.
Soccer cleats.
Cleats. Realistically, though, who could we have got? Let's look back at it. Who
The
was
three
available?
bastards we aimed for and didn't get.
Kennedy?
It's got to be a classic because
Kennedy Target.
I heard them saying about Target the loan fee was hefty.
Yeah, but
I
then
bet
they changed that straight away.
I
They
bet
said,
the loan fee was standard, but hefty for Newcastle.
what actually happened, it got
Did Target
immediately...
go a Borough in the end? Did I read that somewhere? Have I missed?
I don't think so.
He didn't move.
They changed the story straight away after that and said that he wanted a 6-month loan deal and we wanted a full season loan deal.
We only need
But how
6
long
months,
is
though.
six? How long is 6 months from now? I'm not
there,
good
it's
with
pretty much
calendars.
up to-
February, innit?
Yeah. Crazy.
September,
Crazy.
October, November, December.
30
Mind
January.
days
you-
of September.
Mind you,
March.
one little ray of light was I saw Arsenal out Newcastle with that Lamar thing. £94 million, take it or leave it. Okay, we'll take it. Wow!
We don't want it anymore.
Oh no! No,
Let's
it's
not go
not.
silly.
What? No, it's not too late. It's too late. It's too late. We'll never get that done in time.
And Ross Barkley did a Peter out on wing.
What the fuck's
Yeah,
the crap with
did
that?
he-
What an idiot.
He was
He
doing
had
his medical.
half
There was a
Halfway through his
very
med-
funny tweet that said, "Okay, Ross, we're just going to do the drug test now." The guy jumps out the window. Allegedly.
Allegedly, aye.
No, that wasn't even alleged. That was a joke. So it's fine.
Or
So
was
what
it?
did happen though?
I've no idea. Just
Nobody
halfway through his medical,
He was-
one of the
he was
doctors
having his
started
medical.
slathering
On the
butter.
drive-in, I was
It's like,
Oh,
this is
what a
not for
callback!
me.
What a callback! Oh,
on the drive-in. I was listening for some reason to Jim White,
Talksport.
and I didn't turn off the Red Hoof Bridge, like over the top.
All right. Didn't drive in the
And
river.
he didn't know. So if he doesn't know,
if Jim White doesn't know,
Nobody
what hope,
knows.
what
If
hope do the
people
rest
who
of us
he
have?
pretends ring him, don't tell him.
It must be really sad
Us
being Jim
fake
White.
journalists.
Leaving your kids voicemails all the time and never getting back to you. 1 bedroom, little hotel next to the studio. Every night, looking at your yellow tie, wondering if it would support your weight.
He's
I bet
rolled
he
over the
has.
top of them all.
Yeah.
I don't. I reckon he honestly looks at that yellow tie and wonders whether
That's
or
not,
not it would hold him
that's
off
not
the light.
efficient that though, because the second and the fourth one would get his arse.
He rolls back the way
All right.
There's a gap.
after a pirouette.
There's a gap.
Throw an iron brew all over the shop.
That's what all Scottish
Dear
people
me.
do. A bit.
You've been going
getting
through
a
my
bit
phone.
warm here now.
You've been going through my phone.
Have to be careful. I haven't
Oh.
got the trolleys on. Be in the gym.
That was nice. We've just been.
What? Trolleys?
I've got any trolleys on. I've been in the gym. Forgot
Yeah.
it. Forgot my
You're
underpants.
gang commando, are you?
Yeah.
Come on, whap it out for the camera.
All right, go on. For the
That light.
ratings.
Under that harsh light. Confidence couldn't take that.
It's funny what we do, isn't it, to keep our spirits up after a Newcastle United transfer
We're
window.
papering the cracks by talking about Simon's Willie.
Aye, and your toe, and Scottish people sling an iron brew. I'll have a whoas.
Who cares?
Right, so we didn't buy anyone. yesterday, but we did buy players.
Yes.
We did buy players. So as a transfer window goes, was it actually all that bad? Lejeune looks...
One of which was Rafa's first choice. I
just think Murphy is like...
Who was Rafa's first choice?
Lejeune. That was the only one he wanted.
There was somebody else that we were linked with at the same time. I can't remember who it was, and all of a sudden it was like, oh well, Lejeune was his first choice anyway. So I don't know whether that's entirely accurate.
This is from my good pal, my close personal friend, Chris D.H. Waff.
Is it? Of the Chronicle fame.
Close personal pal.
Pen pal, all sorts.
Bad buddy.
I would believe that he's good, but then I don't understand, like, right, and understand that you want Rafa to have his first choices, but they're still Rafa's choices.
Yeah.
He still put them on a list and said these players are good enough. He wouldn't go, I'll have one good player, and the other ones will have to be absolutely fucking shit because there's no other players in the whole world. He wouldn't do that.
That is true, Simon.
Jacob Murphy
looks at prospect.
I don't, but does he?
Yeah.
Well, it looked like an all right deal when we did it because he's young, he's English, he's pacey, he's blah blah blah. But then we're 4 games into the season now, and he hasn't played.
It's all right.
And we've spunked 12
The
minutes.
thing is, you say he hasn't played. Atsu's been very good.
He has, but I wouldn't play Murphy on the left. Or
At Huddersfield away, we could have done with someone coming on and changing that game, but I'm supposing that's why he was there. I'm guessing he was on the bench. I can't quite remember.
He was.
Yeah.
I think what we all want is Matt Ritchie to play number 10.
Do we?
Yes, and
Why?
because then Iosi Perez doesn't, and we can put the 2 speedy youngins on the wings, and it works. I've done the maths.
I've played FIFA. I don't know. I don't think we've actually had. I think under Ashley, it's actually not been that bad of a transfer window.
No,
it's a huge missed opportunity, and I can see it come back to bite her.
by
the standards he set.
I think it's unacceptable, me. Unacceptable. I'm not having it, me.
Go on.
Wait, we need to be spending more money, don't we? I know we need to clear the decks to free up the space.
Well,
we did.
We did do that, albeit
too
the
late,
last minute.
But,
it's such weird mentality.
I don't understand how we have
why
only
that.
30 million to spend anyway. Why haven't we got Huddersfield to spend?
50.
More than that.
We've got to have as
Huddersfield
much as
have
them,
really
surely.
improved their squad. They've done our.
A lot of them are what Adam said. They're spending next season's windfall, basically.
Why
Sorry,
aren't we?
this season's windfall because he won't do it.
You've
You
gotta
won't beg
invest.
Peter to
Pay
pay Paul.
Paul?
Barrel Peter. I don't know. That's one of them. One of them.
You won't net
Point Percy at the
spend Peter.
porcelain.
Yeah. Because, well, you look at that interview now that he did, that we unpacked,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Wonderfully
you've had
bad.
my 250 million, that's it. He clearly meant you don't get any of the money that you are also owed as a club in the future. Because he would have to take it out of his pocket for a while.
What's a bigger missed opportunity in your eyes? This transfer window, the one after we finished 5th, or the first one we had with Keegan?
I think if we'd invested the season after we came 5th, Alan Podgy would have still fucked with. So, not that one.
Which would have been more spectacular.
Keegan, probably. Was that one of the options?
What do you mean?
I just made that up.
Yeah, no.
Keegan.
Well, we got Keegan in, everyone was excited. And then there
Oh,
was
the
all Nacho
08 one?
Yeah, the
Right.
Nacho Gonzalez debacle and Cisco.
I mean, that was just a bunch of fucking Clems that didn't know what they were doing stuff, wasn't it?
That was a car salesman, a Dennis Wise.
To be
and
fair,
a
it is
lawyer,
still
I
a bunch
think.
of fucking Clems who don't know what they're doing.
One of
He
them
just
was-
keeps appointing different
Ashley's
Clems.
just sued one of them, Jimenez or whatever.
Has he?
Big Tony Jimenez.
Over, I don't know what it was over. Hopefully that. But I don't know. Bad business advice or something.
Can we sue Ashley? Can we?
You're a horrible man.
There's a
Aye.
film called The Man Who Sued God.
Billy Connolly?
Billy Connolly,
That's
good. We should
dreadful.
do that.
It's dreadful.
Let's do that. It was, yeah.
Dreadful film.
It was.
Oh,
It
right.
wasn't really all that relevant either.
We've got an international break now as well.
I'm
the misery just continues.
I'm going to play a bit of devil's advocate here. Can we lay some blame at Rafa Benitez's doorstep? Because I think we can.
Personally, I think we can.
Go on.
Because the thing that I've just complained about in terms of buying the wrong players last summer, not buying the wrong ones, buying too many of the wrong ones, is down to him because he identified those targets. That's mostly it.
I think he's been right in going public with it. Unlike McLaren, because McLaren,
he's fed the negativity.
McLaren sat on his hands and then just let it happen, whereas he's tried to change it. I know it hasn't happened, but
I think he's doing the impression of McLaren.
Steve
Sues
McLaren.
Fagan from
Every press conference, you've just lost 4 games on the bout. Everybody hates you.
it's that fucking smile, wasn't it, with his pearly whites poking through.
Pearly white.
McLaren's.
yellow.
He's pearly white.
They had lovely teeth, McLaren.
You joking?
No, I'm not. I studied them long and hard. I did.
He had grey gums.
Something.
You've lost the point here. You've gone off track quite badly.
Rafa.
Rafa went public. McLaren didn't. I know it's not changing anything, but I think that's admirable of the man to go public.
Public.
Oh, fuck off. To go public. But January happened, and the same's happened again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why has he not changed it in that period of time? I'm going to ask.
I don't know. To be honest, I just think in January when he said I'm going to change it, there was. Let's go back to the point that Mike Ashley is probably not the most honest person in the whole world. He probably said to him, "Okay, Rafa." Well, he probably he had his hand up Lee on his arse and said, "Okay, Rafa, we'll change it, Rafa."
I can't get my head now. Lee sat on his knee. Hello, Lee.
Little lines drawn on his chin there.
But that's what it amounts to for me. But I honestly don't think the doom and gloom about Rafa just pegging it immediately.
He won't. I don't think he'll go. A lot of people who are.
It's going to be interesting when a few jobs are freed up though, in a month or two.
That's the thing. I don't think he'll walk, but I think all of a sudden, if other teams come knocking, teams who won't break promises to him, teams who will make assurances about what he can do.
I think it depends where our team is. I think it depends where our team is.
Well, you saw one win. What that did for the mood.
Exactly.
Beat West Ham, all of a sudden everybody's delighted again.
We're gonna win the league.
The problem is, right, you've got two mentalities at war within some of the same people in the Gallagher, let's say.
Within some of the same podcasts.
Yeah. Who say, "Oh well, we made that happen. We helped there, us fans, flags and all sorts."
Just say his name, Simon.
No, I'm
don't
not
like Michael Martin.
It's not just him.
Just say his name.
No,
get it out there.
It's like Voldemort.
Get it over with.
One pussy boy.
He will not be.
Grow a set of balls. No? You're not wearing any shorts. There's plenty of room for the next man.
It's a bit drafty.
I can imagine.
Anyway, it isn't like that. It's a overriding mentality for me among a lot of fans that they affect the results and they keep Rafa there and stuff like that. But also they're now saying, well, you can't go at the game now because Ashley's just going to continue to rub his hands with glee. The problem is if you listen to that mentality, right? If you think of that psychology, if all the fans fuck off, Rafa's just said for months and months the fans are the key to me being here. Mm-hmm. Loads of journalists last night said he won't go because the fans' relationship. If the fans leave, Rafa'll go, and the team supposedly won't play as well if the fans aren't there.
I would imagine it would be weird in an empty stadium, to be fair, with no manager. I think that might affect some kind of performance.
I'd still be there.
You would. I was right all along.
Yeah. me and my mate
you and your
across the
mate.
other side of the stadium who also dislikes Rafa.
What were we on the card?
I don't dislike Rafa.
What on earth are you?
You've just said it now. What's
then why do you dislike Rafa?
I just dislike his negativity.
His negativity?
If in his play. Not West Ham. West Ham was great. He did the right thing. Great. Absolutely great. Great. Super. Smashing lovely.
Please don't tweet me.
But Huddersfield, look at Huddersfield. They're not going to be negative, and they're doing well. I know it's 3 games in, but they're getting praised. You've just said they've got a good squad. They're fucking Huddersfield. Name 3 players. It's because they play. It's because they play well.
Aaron Moy, Steve Mounier.
I've got one of their players as one of the cheap bench options in Fantasy League, and I think he's called Schindler, but I don't know.
Yeah, Schindler. Oscar Schindler. He plays.
I've only got
wrap up because we've got 30 seconds left.
No, we've got plenty of time on that card. Let's get another funny picture up and then.
So I don't. I honestly, I'm saying that about the fans. I wouldn't never ever lambast anybody who doesn't go back because I just don't understand it myself. I can't choose not to support Newcastle United. It was not an option for me. The wand chooses the wizard, Harry Potter.
Christ. The wand chooses the. You're a fucking wand, like, to be fair.
I just honestly, sometimes I feel like I could burst into tears.
We never have anything nice. We can never have anything good, can we? Like, we get Rafa Benitez for a full season in the Premier League. We came up with a good squad as well, good few Premier League players in that squad. It wasn't going to be a massive job. Just spend a bit of money, maybe consolidate yourself. We could push on from there, and we've started the season with 2 acts of mindless self-destruction from senior players. We haven't even got on to Mitrovic yet.
No, of course.
An absolutely dreadful dreadful away performance to a relegation rival, and a win. Now,
We need to go through the squad because I don't think we've got a bad squad still.
I don't think we've got the worst squad in the league. Although I was trying to work out who's got a worse squad last night, and I can't. Maybe Swansea.
In terms of depth, we're right down there, though.
If Renato
Right down
Sanchez goes well for them,
there. This is what I was going to bring up.
brilliant.
Paul
But
Clement has wonderfully used his little contacts book in the world of sport and got Renato Sanchez to fucking Swansea. You're not telling me that Rafa Benitez is hated universally
He was in
by
the
every single
elite-
top club.
You're right. We should have got Bale in.
Yeah.
To be fair,
No, I'm
Paul
not asking
Clements,
that.
Paul
I'm
Clements
asking-
used his connection to get Renato Sanchez in. Swansea still had to pay for that loan and pay his wages.
think
Rafa could have
which
got
is-
whoever he wanted.
Which is what they wouldn't do. Aye. To
I
be
don't
honest,
know if the name was big enough. And he could
I
have
guarantee you, there's no way we would have paid what Swansea would be paying for Renato
no,
Sanchez.
it'll
I
be
think it's
massive.
only paying $2 million or something.
Renato
for the
Sanchez.
season.
Yeah,
by
but
the
it'd
way.
be all his wages as well.
He had an absolutely dire season
Oh,
last season.
Bayern
know,
fans
but
he
actually
still
pissed
has an
themselves
option.
laughing.
It's a big name. High
It's
rep.
quite long, huh?
30 million if they wanted to keep him as well.
Did you see the way they did the announcement?
No, I don't
Oh
watch any
my
of these
God.
anymore. I'm so
They had a
tired
picture of
them
him with
all.
Ronaldo, like whispering in his ear, and he said, "Guess what? I'm going to Swansea."
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo, aye.
who's got nothing to do with either of those two clubs.
Portuguese.
Portuguese, isn't he?
It was a
Oh,
Portugal squad.
guess
picture.
what? I'm going to Swansea.
Yeah.
What did Ronaldo say? So fucking, so
Nah,
so
no
fucking
idea.
what, mate?
Exactly.
Like,
Who's Swansea? What was saying?
I'm glad we haven't done any of those. The one we did with Murphy, where it was the photos of him as a child in the Newcastle kit, that was tastefully done. I'm glad we haven't done anything cringy like that for any other players.
We haven't signed anybody, mate. That's why.
Social media team just sat there, loads of ideas rubbing their hands.
Did
with
you?
me.
Honestly, I felt quite bad for the person who does their thing because they had to announce Tim Krul and Lazar last minute, and I looked at the replies, and it's just absolute
The
dogs
replies.
abuse. Just dogs abuse.
Probably don't read it, to be fair.
No.
I wouldn't.
Well, you
read,
wouldn't, would
I
you?
wouldn't read the mentions.
When have
personally.
our opinions ever mattered, eh?
Oh.
Sad, isn't it?
An average viewership of 1.5 thousand a week, Ross. Say our
Hey,
opinions
fucking
matter.
climbing, you
I
know.
don't think you meant us. I think you meant as a fan base.
As a fan base. I mean.
We are a fan base.
Just us three.
Yeah.
We don't even like
Part
each
of
other.
it.
Sorry, I like you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We've said it now.
Let's talk about the squad in terms of what we've got. He's very right in saying that in terms of squad depth, we haven't got a great deal.
Who's your goalie? Elliot?
Yes.
Had we see Freddie Woodman's
Freddie
training videos of the
Woodman,
England
I
squad?
would put Freddie
He
Woodman
looked
in.
Oh my
absolutely
God.
outrageous.
The replies to that, he makes 3 saves. 3 pretty average saves. Aye, England's number one, mate.
The third save is really good. The third,
Actually,
I won't
the first one's
bore
better.
you.
I thought the first one was the best one. Like,
The first one is the best.
The
it's
third
the
one was like there,
stretching
wasn't
one. It's across his body and he tips it around the post.
There was
You
one.
should know this, Adam. You're a
I
goalkeeper.
can't remember which order it was in. The video.
He
There
makes
was
a
one-
third
Third
one.
There was
the
one
that
s-
was just up in the.
There was
in his
one
target.
save where it could have gone left or right, and he was perfectly set for it and got over. It was very
Yeah,
good.
that's the first one. I think.
First one.
I think that's one.
That's a very
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
save.
You'd upload that to fucking RedTube or something, though, if you took the pictures away and just put the sound up.
Go on.
Never know. He just grunts, doesn't he? Ugh! And he makes every save.
Is that your noise?
Oh,
Oof, me crabs!
That's the one.
Every time Freddie Woman makes a save. Oof, me
me
crabs! Oh, crab pissed!
So no Woodman. Elliot.
I would
Elliot,
play Woodman.
Darlow on the
I would
bench.
play
I
Woodman.
kind of just. It's a bit unfair to throw the kid in there now.
No, but I think he'd be on the bench. I honestly think.
Last
I
year
just
when
don't
he
think
was-
Rafa
How
old is
likes
he now?
Darlow.
How old is he now?
23 or something.
23.
He's a bit younger than that. I think.
How? I think yeah. I think he's
22.
younger than that.
2021. I think.
2021. Because he was in the. Didn't he just win the under-19s World
Under
Cup?
20s, wasn't it?
Under
Aye.
20s.
Under-20s.
Yeah, but you can be.
45.
I'm fairly sure.
I think.
Sure, I was 50 when he was playing for the
Right.
under 21s.
We're
Frank
not.
Lampard was definitely.
We
older.
don't think there was a case for keeping out Chris Packett's hands instead of sending him to Brighton.
No, let's talk about that for a
Let's-
minute.
let's-
You said people are saying we've weakened ourselves and strengthened Brighton. We have not.
I don't think we've weakened ourselves. I think we've helped them out, though, because that Matt Ryan is shite.
But I don't think Tim Krul's any better than him.
I think he is.
Not anymore. He might do better because he's got Chris Hughton there going, oh, I'm a lovely man, me, aren't I? You are a really good goalkeeper.
Remember me, Timmy. Remember me, Timmy. I gave you your chance, Timmy.
Yeah.
He's still got his black and white hair, Chris.
Salt and pepper.
I love Chris Hughton.
I don't.
Oh, here we go. What?
Again, he's in the...
Siri, what opinion can I have on this?
No, again, in terms of the... He's a James Perch of managers. He's a Sibierski of managers.
Right away. What's he saying?
Fair enough to him. Like,
He's the
I
James
don't mind-
Perch of
and
managers.
Newcastle
What does that
in the-
mean?
In the Premier League.
You're going to have to unpack that.
You get absolutely excited about him when he did very little.
That
Right,
first
no.
half, I'm going to knock the microphone
No,
over
let's
here.
just look at the.
We beat Arsenal away.
Yes,
we beat
we
the
did.
Mackems 5-1.
5-1.
else did we beat?
5-1 is
Villa
good.
6-0.
Villa 6-0. What more do you want
All
from a
good.
newly promoted team?
Cisco scored in that game, so it's an anomaly.
No, he didn't.
6-0 he did.
No, he didn't.
Carroll got a hat-trick.
Absolutely didn't.
Carroll, Nolan,
Oh,
Barton.
sorry, no, he passed for the third goal.
Cisco did a pass.
Did a
Chris
pass.
Hughton is
No,
bad.
I mean that's amazing. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it is because he played negatively against teams that we should have beaten.
Is the sound thing still rolling?
Burnley, for instance. I don't even think they were in the Championship in the
Yeah,
Premier League that season.
Is this why you've not worn any underwear today? Because you knew you were going to be having so many shits with your clothes on.
Because yeah, that expression is just fucking weird. Who shits with no clothes on? Do you?
No, well,
No, but you take some clothes off to have a shit.
With your pants up is what you should say then.
You have a
I don't. It's like in primary school.
Yeah,
you go
but-
and have you take
yeah,
your
but
whole
with
pants
all
down.
your
to go
clothes
there,
on,
right?
still bad. 'Cause
It
it's
is,
all
yeah.
gonna- Anyway, you've done that.
Anyway,
That's what you've
I have,
done.
yeah. In the Championship season, the players got all of the credit for turning that around. So how does that make him a good manager?
Does he manage
I find
the
it very,
players?
I find it very admirable, okay? But I also would not say Glenn Roeder is a good manager. And what they did is completely comparable. Getting up out of that league in the condition that we did with those players was no better than Glenn Roeder getting us to 7th and we should have been relegated.
Am I being trolled?
No, it's
there
true.
another
It's true. Say
Champions
that. Say that's not true. How can you not?
I'm trying
Agree
to
with
think
that?
of rationale.
Glenn Roeder took over a fairly talented
No, he
squad that
didn't.
should have been getting to 7th.
That squad was good.
I know, but so was
Chris
Hughton.
Hughton took a squad that was in free fall.
Wasn't it free fall?
We
We
got
relegated.
humped off Leighton
humped off
Orient
Leyton Orient
6-0
6-0.
a matter of weeks before the season.
That doesn't make any difference. It was a friendly.
Yeah, but you can't. I
can't
can't believe
lose
we're going back
6-0.
there.
No,
I can't,
Roeder and
I
Hu-
can't
Roeder
believe
and
Mike
Hughton are the
Ashley's
same-
done this.
Are
to
exactly
him.
the same level of manager.
Right. So
Yeah.
why does Chris Hughton keep getting teams up?
Well, because it's not hard to do that in the Championship.
Glenn Roeder can do it. He didn't get Norwich.
He went to Norwich,
Yeah,
didn't
he
he?
No,
couldn't
that's
do it.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Set him down, didn't he?
Yeah, set him down.
I didn't say that they were the same caliber of manager.
You
I
just
said-
did. You just said
You
that.
did!
I did not. I said their achievements as managers of Newcastle United are in the same bracket, which they are. They're exactly the same.
I think the difference is with Glenn Roeder, we expected to be 7th, and things went badly, and Glenn Roeder got us to 7th. I think with Chris Hughton, we expected to go to League One, and Chris Hughton got us back in the Premier League.
I don't know where that mentality comes from. Did you
Simon,
really think
when
we'd
we
get
went down,
relegated?
everyone was going, "Oh, it's the next Leeds United, next Leeds United." And then we didn't.
No,
We didn't.
We didn't. Newcastle fans didn't. That's another one of those media fucking spun things that all our fan base
I
falls
thought
for.
we were in trouble.
I thought we were
I
in
thought
trouble.
in
Like
big
you
trouble.
read, I remember I was in Benidorm, picked up the paper, 6-0 lost to Leighton Orient.
I thought we were in trouble. The players
Went
we
to
had,
see Sticky
the
Ricky
lack of
and that
effort.
was it.
Sort it out.
Couldn't even catch up ping pong balls.
Did she cheer you up, Ross?
No.
Oh, never does she?
I'm not a downer. I'm just
Anyway,
saying, right.
Tim Krul.
praise in the right place.
We've got as far as the goalkeepers
Yeah.
here.
and the
Squad
one
depth.
that isn't even in our
Yedlin.
fucking squad.
Yedlin comes back. I think he's pretty good.
Yedlin's a Premier League.
Yedlin
right
and Mankilo is good. For
Mankilo's
me.
See, that's
Looks
it.
all right.
Lejeune looks
When's
good.
it let Yedlin back? Because I
Few
wouldn't
weeks.
mind seeing Javier at left back.
No,
I wouldn't
same.
mind playing wing backs.
Oh,
with Yedlin when he comes back.
with
I'm off
3
now,
centre backs.
That's going to complicate things like
Who?
this. So
Lejeune,
Because Lejeune, I wanted Lejeune to play.
Kieran Clark.
And in that system, Mbemba. And then play Mankilo on the left wing.
It's not a bad idea. It's not bad.
But I just don't think we'll. I just mean
I
I
think
would
we will.
quite like to see that.
whenever I remember last season doing it, though, I think it went wrong.
Did we? Did we do it last season?
It's early on last season.
You
Sure,
didn't
Fulham
do
we did
particularly well.
the first opening day.
Aye, but we're not playing teams.
Centre
like
midfield.
Big teams like Fulham anymore.
Centre midfield. Centre midfield.
Centre
John Joe
midfield,
Shelby.
Yes.
Mikel Marino.
No, you've
Jack
missed out.
Colback,
You've missed out
Isaac
centre
Hayden.
half.
No, we just did that.
No, it didn't.
That's probably one area we have got a bit of depth.
Yeah.
So I trust in
Defence is
Mbemba,
fine, to
and I
me.
loosely trust.
I know that people are saying we should have got left back, but Mbemba played really well at left back last game. Gammers can play there.
He's
Mankilo
going to have
can
harder
play there.
games than against what he had at West Ham.
Oh yeah,
I would have looked good at left back against West Ham.
didn't I like with his toe, monkey toe.
I think you'd be all right.
Centre midfield. Don't say Jack Colback because you can't say Hydora for defence. Basically,
Is Hydara still there?
Yeah,
Aye.
he didn't go.
we got told off for it last.
Yeah.
when
We were
he
like,
went
oh,
here.
Hydara's gone,
He is.
lads. Yeah.
He turned St
Sit
Etienne
it
down.
Yeah. Do you see who St Etienne bought on transfer deadline day? Remy Cabella.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, he went on loan.
Well.
But yeah, like we could put Hydora in if it
But
came
we're
to
not.
it. And he could skin 2 people and then injure the third person. Or injure himself.
Oh.
He's not.
Is Shelby getting back in for you at the minute?
I wouldn't put him in next game, but I think he's been saved.
We're playing Swansea next, by the way, so that
Yes.
comment as well.
Yes,
you
so
should
you
do your
shouldn't.
research as to who you're playing next. That's
do
what
that.
everyone else
No.
does. We want to be different here.
No. Make us.
We just want to make stuff up. I said Swansea and Stoke.
No, I think we said somebody else.
I said Stoke and Swansea.
Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
anyway.
No, it doesn't. No. So I think Shelby's been saved by the fact that we've got an international break because he'll forget how much of a tosser he was. If he trains well, he'll get in, which is not right in my book.
Is there any way you could get Marino and Shelby in the same
play
midfield?
3 centre midfielders,
3 centre midfielders.
or play Shelby at number 10?
Do the old,
No,
the
number
old
10 at
Chelsea,
Diamond.
the old Mourinho Chelsea.
I think, given how run-of-the-mill Perez has looked, I'd say there's an argument for doing 4-3-3. Marino, Shelby. Let Shelby push it a bit further than Marino. Hayden.
You could play Perez in a 4-3-3.
Yeah, you could. But
It's the one formation I play him in.
Richie Gill.
I don't know if I play Richie in a 4-3-3. I would play him possibly in one of the 3 in the middle, but not too far wide.
I know you'll have
He'd
to
have
test,
to
but just do
track
well on
the
the wing.
entire.
He's not got injured, is
He
he?
just did that against West Ham, though.
I know, but yeah.
I know he'll have tougher tests, but he's just done it.
I just think 4-3-3. The starting position's higher up.
What, right,
It suits someone like Ben
I'm going to skip the wide players because we've talked about Murphy, Atsu and everybody in depth already. Centre forward. If you're Dwight Gale right now, are you demotivated? Are you a bit annoyed?
I think I read something this morning where he came out and said I'd never wanted to leave.
Yeah, he wants to stay. I think
Don't
there
blame him. Between us and Fulham.
we may have a slight issue with his attitude. I think is rumblings, which is fine for a striker. I don't really care if strikers like suck themselves off constantly and think they're the best thing since sliced bread, because that helps us strikers. But I can't imagine that it's something that Rafa would enjoy.
No.
What?
I mean, I'm just letting you go there.
All right, Dwight, get down there with you, son.
But is he? Where is he in the pecking order for you? If we're only going to play one striker, because I love how everyone tried to banter us off about Hosselu when he's mint.
Oh, he was great.
I think Hoslu's number 1 choice now.
For me, he is, because he wins headers. He's strong. He looks good.
His hold-up play looks excellent from what I've seen.
I mentioned that he was going to win some headers, and somebody was like, "No, he's a continental manager, continental player.
They don't head the ball over
They
there.
don't know what heads are. They don't even have heads."
That's why I let goalkeepers are like this.
Tossing people
Can't
off.
catch it.
I saw. Forgot what I was saying.
Hosselu, number
I
one.
would put
Hoslu's
Hoslu in
got to head.
next game. I would put him in first.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed are you both at Mitrovic?
I think he's a fucking
I just
idiot.
expect it. I think he's shit anyway. I
think he shows flashes of brilliance, but I think he's his own worst enemy. I don't think he should be at Newcastle.
I think he's a very good player in there, but I mean, you can't.
He's just a knacker.
I spent a lot of last season defending Mitrovic. He's a good player. He should be getting a better. When he's come in, he's not letting anybody down. He scores more goals than people give him credit for. But you're 2-0 up. No, was it 1-0 at the time?
No, it was 2-0.
2-0 up.
Scored straight after.
Game's nice and safe. Fucking just why?
There's a problem with him that can't be fixed, because you look at the way on the touch.
He's a big Serbian daffy.
On the touchline, the way Rafa is with him from the first season Rafa was in for those 6 games, or whatever it was, he was putting his arm around Mitrovic and being like, "Come on,
Dad."
yeah." And he would have done that last season as well, and it just doesn't seem to have got through. I think he's Raj.
It's just he can't fight it.
You cannot fight Raj.
Maybe. No doubt someone will try though, and he'll let them. I like him. He's just big daft.
Because he's
Raj,
lageful.
isn't he? Exactly.
Everybody loves a
And
lageful player.
he scores belting goals from time to
I
time.
like it when they're good as well.
I know, yeah. Like Billy
Can't have everything,
White.
Ross.
Billy Whitehurst legendarily was Mitrovic, but he scored more goals than Mitrovic did. There's one for the dads.
There's one for your dads, like you. Can't believe we didn't let him sit on the little table.
He would have fell off.
It would have been
And
funny.
He's
Esther
dressed
Ranson
as
would have been
Superman.
That's
Would have
good.
flown.
Right, final thoughts. Now that the transfer window's closed, we know exactly what players we've got. We've seen bits of the team so far. How hopeful are you? How worried are you?
I think we'll finish in the same position as I said that at the start of the season, which, if you remember, was 14th.
It was 14th.
I don't know, a couple more injuries to certain players, and then the wheels are
Not
off,
even
aren't they?
injuries. We've lost Lejeune for absolutely a horrible tackle, by the way. Which, given that Mitrovic got done after the fact for that elbow, I don't think it was any worse than your man kicking Mbemba in the face. I still maintain
The stamp is
Harry.
worse. The Mounier stamp is much worse than the kick in the head, because the kick in the head is just idiocy. The stamp is as
Yep.
bad as Shelby's
Shelby's.
stamp.
Was it something like
I don't want to get into that
90,
whole, the
92
media are
games?
against it, but it
92
seems
games
weird.
since someone's been sent off against us.
94.
94 games since an opposing player's been sent off. And in that time, we've had 5
Does that
trials
show
by
that
TV.
we're not very clever? We haven't got
West Ham tried to do it to her
That's
on the
certain bit of
weekend, and
nous, you know.
it did not work. They tried to kick us off the park to like wind people up. I mean, it did work.
I mean,
for
it did.
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic got
Yeah.
3 match ban.
That's,
You know,
that's
I
probably
didn't
why
wa-
that
I
happened.
didn't want to see our players diving, but in certain situations, yeah, Richie can go down when he's got
could go down,
contact.
yeah.
And someone
One of-
gets,
one of the
Dwight
best-
Gale's quite bad for it sometimes.
someone can get a yellow card and get sent off.
One of
I
the
don't
best
know.
things Jonas Gutierrez ever did for Newcastle was that falling back dive thing they used to do all the time. If nobody was anywhere near him, he'd fall backwards and we'd get a free kick, and it would start another phase of play
Just
from high
that bit of nous, isn't it? That certain clubs might have more than we do.
We don't.
I think we've got
Damn us for having integrity. Yeah?
Raji's and young kids. That's what we've got.
I tell you what, though, I think January's going to be very similar to the year McLaren was here.
What, the Shelby Townsend
The
window?
Shelby Townsend.
I'm surprised we weren't linked with Townsend more, because he was getting offered about.
I was, because £27 million. That's how much he was going
Give
for.
our.
27
Also-
million.
It's not that good.
It's an improvement on what we've got. He would have made that squad better if he was in it, Andros Townsend.
I agree with that.
And that's how you buy players.
I don't think it would have started.
27 million, because he's going to go to Leicester.
27 for 27 million
He's gonna
bats he'd start.
He's going to go to Leicester, and then they're all like, we've got Damari Gray, didn't need him. He didn't end up going anywhere.
No,
They were
okay,
going to sell
lads.
Damari Gray, though, weren't they? That's probably why they were looking at him.
I love that. You know, like, I mean, you know this. You bought a house. You've bought a house. When the chain with the houses, and somebody 5 things down the chain decides not buying a house, so you're not buying a house now. I love that with transfer deadline day, piecing it together. We didn't get Kennedy because Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain went to Liverpool.
Yes, but then Chelsea signed Papa Lazarou, whatever he was called.
Zappa,
Papa Lazarou
Papa Lazarou
from League of Gentlemen.
Nicky Papa Lazarou. What was he called? Zappa
Zappalotta?
Zapatista.
Zapatista, yeah. Mr. Burrito.
Mr.
But they signed him, and that should have been us getting Kennedy, but it was like,
late.
it was 5 minutes before.
Too late.
12 o'clock, or
Aye.
something, 11 o'clock.
Right. We'll leave it there then.
Get your business done early.
Leave it there then, in case you've got anything more to.
I did. I was going to say something, and I forgot.
Oh,
what
you always
what
were.
the fuck it was.
Fucking
I'm sure we'll
Not a
manage. Simon.
contrarian.
I'm sure we'll manage. Thank you very much for joining us on a frustrating. What's the
Rubber
word?
dub.
Remote
Rubber dub.
rubber dub. Just dispiriting, typical post-transfer deadline and UFC
absolutely
fans forum.
Not surprising, is what
No,
the word is.
that's the worst part. It's the hope that kills you, isn't it? Anyway, long season ahead, yada yada, etc., etc. Please do join us for it all. Let us know what you thought of the transfer window in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As ever, I'm joined by Tormund Giantsbane here, who you can get on Twitter at
Cy Gallagher.
Ross Twiddell here, Faber Sports Journalist, who's available at
Ross on Wrestling.
Ross on Wrestling, and myself, Adam Cleary at Adam Cleary. Until next time, we'll see you all.
Ages away.
Yeah, fucking hating
Do
national
you reckon
football.
that's Swiss lads in the hotel?